How's it going, guys? My name is Jimmy Champagne and I'm here in Las Vegas for CES, but I'm taking a quick break to tell you that I think Gun Media might be making a game for Halloween. If you don't know who they are, they're the people who made Friday the 13th the game, which makes this pretty noteworthy. What really caught my interest was a tweet from Wes Keltner that just said, "Dear Ryan Turek, Blumhouse, and Jason Blum," and it had a gif of Magnum PI Tom Selleck raising his eyebrows suggestively. Ryan Turek actually responded and he said, "Don't get it, but I love the game, and love Tom Selleck, especially Tom Selleck in Runaway. Man, I'd love to remake Runaway." That of course got people responding and talking and asking, are Gun Media making a Halloween game? Of course no one responded because why would they? But today, Wes Keltner tweeted out a gif of Ron Swanson that's absolutely perfect, and the tweet copy read, "Potential for a new project growing stronger." Honestly guys, with all those people in the same tweet, what else could it be? I know Blumhouse makes a ton of different kinds of horror movies, so it could be a Get Out game or a Purge game or a Paranormal Activity game, but I really do think with how much money that Friday the 13th the game made for Gun Media, they'd want to move on to something much bigger, like Halloween. The next logical questions are, who's working on this and what would it look like? So for the first part, I think the original developers of Friday the 13th the game, IllFonic, are off the table. They're no longer working on the game, and I don't think they're working with Gun Media at all anymore, but Black Tower Studios is basically keeping Friday the 13th the game on life support right now because of that shitty lawsuit. So they're in a pretty good spot to come up and work on a bigger franchise like Halloween. The other studio who I would really like to see work on this more though is Bloober Team. If you don't know who they are, they made Layers of Fear, which is an incredible horror experience. They're working on Layers of Fear 2 right now with Gun Media, and they also made the criminally underplayed Observer. But if you look back into their history, in 2014 they made a PS4 launch title called Basement Crawl, which was a horror multiplayer game. As for what the game would play like, honestly, the Friday the 13th model would work really well for a Halloween game. You've got a bunch of different Haddonfields spread across the entire Halloween franchise. You've also got a bunch of different Michael Myers that one person could play as at a time, and then you have a group of Haddonfield survivors you could pick and choose from the entire franchise, and people could spawn in as Laurie Strode just like they do Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th the game. It's kind of scary how perfectly that would work out. A few people might be nervous hearing that Gun Media is trying to make a Halloween game, considering how janky Friday the 13th the game was and still is, but I think there's a few reasons why it could go better this time. The first one being that I'm sure Gun Media learned a lot from the experience of publishing and creating Friday the 13th the game. They can take all the knowledge they acquired working on Friday the 13th the game and apply it from the very beginning with Halloween. There's also the fact that they wouldn't have to kickstart it this time around, because remember, Friday the 13th the game did not start out as Friday the 13th the game. It was called Slasher Sleepout or something like that. It was its own thing that turned into a Friday the 13th game. And if we know anything about Jason Blum, that dude knows how to make money. Of course, he can put $10 million into Halloween and basically be guaranteed a profit, but if you look at their TV shows, he spends a lot more money on those and he probably makes a much bigger return. Basically, he's proven time and time again that he understands the mediums he's working in. If he's making a video game, he probably knows that he's gonna have to spend a little bit more money on it, but if he makes a quality product, he'll probably see a bigger return. And the icing on the cake is that Ryan Turek would be potentially involved. On top of being a great producer at Blumhouse, that dude played a ton of Friday the 13th the game. I've talked to him in real life a couple times about video games and he seems to know his shit, so having him be the middleman between the studio and the people spending the money just seems like a positive all around to me. I don't want to keep speculating on something that isn't even confirmed to be greenlit yet, so I'm gonna wrap things up here, but if you want to keep up with this game with me, and you bet your ass I'll be keeping up with it, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, and let me know what you think of the possibility of a Halloween game down in the comments below. Anyway guys, my name is Jimmy Champagne and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.